Pisces, happy full moon eclipse in Taurus. What's the big dream? What's the biggest dream? The childhood fantasy, the seemingly pie in the sky thing that you've just never stopped having dreams about, daydreams about. Like, what's the big thing? And I don't need you to soapbox this. I don't need you to tell another person. I don't need you to in any way even tell me. I just want you to declare it to yourself and speak the words and remind yourself that that version of you, because it's funny, like I just felt every single one of you know what it is, what I'm talking about. Yeah. There's no, oh, I don't have a dream. You know exactly what it is in your brain. Found it. You found the journal. You found the poster on your wall. You found some of you wanted to be rock stars. Some of you, yeah, I see like air guitaring. I see so much stuff. Some of like, there's this like unheard ofness that at a certain point in time, you met someone or somewhere that said, that's ridiculous. Or you convinced yourself that like, if you don't know how to do it, it's not possible. So I just want you to declare it. What's the big dream? What's the biggest dream you've ever had? This is, the sun is in Scorpio with Mars as well as Mercury in your house of quest, adventure, long distance travel, and higher education. This house is normally run by Sagittarius. So that's run by Jupiter. It's the glyph of like shooting for the stars. Yeah, what's that phrase? Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you like land amongst the stars. I want like infinite arrows. I want this big thing. 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 Or vision board it, just like me. Set up some posters on the wall and write the big goals down. You can even give yourself 3 buckets. 3 big goals. Whatever it is. And just declare it. Even if it's a whisper, Pisces. And this grid is for Pisces rising, but my readings can always be watched by a Pisces sun as well as a Pisces moon. But just because it feels like an Everest, you've no idea, no freaking clue how to get up there. I have no idea how to get out of what I'm in and get into a different vibration. I have no idea. That's not your business. That's not your business. I just literally see you, all of you, like pursed, like I want to be able to just garden forever and not have to worry about taking care of anybody. I just want to have, the amount of money that I need to just sustain myself so I can have a big garden and I can garden beautifully and then I can bring it to town, blah, blah, blah. Like, I need to just bust through that, like, I want to be a guitar player and I just always wanted to be like this musician and I just loved it. Like, I need you to just say it. What is it? What is it? What is it? Because the first transit that we have after this is Saturn going direct in Pisces at 0 degrees. So like Saturn's in the same place that it was back in March. So like there's some idea, there's some version of like getting beaten down by this year that I don't care if it's an Everest. I don't care if your goal is to, be a multimillionaire, but you're in debt right now. I don't care where you are. Vision board the thing. Tell me what the thing is. You don't even have to tell me what it is. Decide for yourself what the thing is. Say the words. Full moon, in Taurus, in our house of communication, language, early learning, and short trips. I have Jupiter and Uranus retrograde in this house. This is childhood stuff. This is early education stuff. This is like when you first learned. The first time maybe you... Okay, I want to give some personal examples because it's you, and I feel like that's the best way that we're going to learn. So back in, I was a child, And there was an audition for, I'm going back into my singing, so I'm really unpacking, like, I never sang as a child, never was given any opportunities. There was, I was in middle school, I want to say, or elementary school, and there was a child role in the high school production of something. I forget what it was. And so I, auditioned for it. I'd never sang before, and I just sang a song in front of a bunch of people, and like, I was not cast. The daughter of like a famous, like there was one of the girls that I went to high school with, her father was like in the symphony or something like that. He was a gifted musician. And so they gave the role to her. I don't know if she was good. I'm sure she was a fantastic young singer, but I don't know. But it's all political, as we know. So that was the only time. And so I never thought to sing more. I never did any of those things. But now I recognize that I didn't know what it was. I just always wanted to perform. I just always was putting together like dance performances, and I was artistic, and I always wanted to like perform for people. Like I've said to you, I'm the violinist on the side of the Titanic. Like, this does not end. I just want you to feel good in the awakening process as we unpack all of our childhood issues. It's not always fun or pretty, and we cry a lot, but we can't let go of the big dreams. We can't let those things keep us small. You know what I mean? There was another one that I wanted to give. Oh, yes. So back in 2020, I've been pulling tarot cards since I was a girl. Back in 2020, in the lockdown time, I had my spiritual awakening, really was coming into my own, and I was kind of like, I was living with a roommate at the time, and we were very unaligned, and I'm very grateful for all those lessons and experiences. And so I was pulling cards in my room, and I was just like, Sarah, maybe do this in the living room at the Eagle table. Maybe just do that. And I was like, but what if I get laughed at? Like, literally, what if I get laughed at? Like, what if people see me pulling woo-woo? Like, I'm just coming from corporate, and now I've gone full woo-woo. Like, oh my God, I'm going to get laughed at. And so I was like, you know what? Who cares? Just go do it. Who cares? Your biggest fear is getting laughed at. I'm sure you'll be fine. So first day, set up in the living room, have all my candles lit, literally like what you see. And my roommate at the time walked out of her bedroom, literally saw me doing what I'm doing, pointed and laughed. Pointed and laughed. So I was like, oh, okay, so my worst fear was realized the second that I put myself in that area. But then what I recognized is, didn't hurt. So what? Laugh at me. Laugh at me. Laugh at this. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So could you imagine if in that moment I just said, I can't get laughed at. I can't. And I just put it all back in. Could you imagine? I would never met you. So it's not always easy, and sometimes your biggest fears immediately get realized. But then you recognize that they're not that difficult, and that other people's projections onto you is kind of just like this, wow, I can't do that. You can. Yeah, when people laugh at you, when people yell at you, when people like point at you, it's the man in the arena. Yeah. It's the man in the arena speech. I'll read it. I have it on the wall. I've read it to you before. This is a Teddy Roosevelt speech. And this is a clause from it. And Daring Greatly, Brene Brown's book, was based off of this speech as well. So I'm just going to give it to you and end with this. It is not the critic who counts. I'll do it real for you, honey. All right. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again. Because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Thank you. I love you, Pisces. I'll see you in a few weeks.